Yo, what is up? Another ranked battles reward tank. This is the tier 8 Charlemagne British heavy tank from tier 8. This is not only a reward tank, this is also a reward premium tank, which means this tank can actually make you credits. Now you have to earn this tank in ranked battles. You have to earn your tokens, and with the tokens you exchange it to get one of these tanks. Is this tank worth it? I can tell you a lot of people hate this tank, and I'll tell you why. But I don't hate this tank, but I'm gonna say don't get this tank. I'm gonna save you 6 minutes of your time, so you don't need to watch the end of this video. I don't think this tank is actually worth it, and one of the reasons, the main reason is because tier 8 right now is just so saturated with so many good tanks. If you want to compare, you compare this to the latest tank, the Skoda T56. How is this tank going to compete with that? Or how is this tank going to compete with another 440 Alpha gun tank, which is the 50 TP? 50 TP is just so much better than this tank. Like I said, I do not hate this tank. I think this tank is okay. It is not annoying to me anyway, but to a lot of people this tank is, because this tank reload time 16 seconds to do one 440 alpha shot. If you have BIA skills and run food, you can get it down to about 13 seconds. But think about it, you reload in 13 seconds to do 440 alpha damage. A Skoda T56 will reload in 20 seconds to do 460 alpha damage times 2. So if you just wait a little bit longer, another 7 seconds, you can get 460 alpha damage times 2. So that's where we are right now with tier 8 premium heavy tanks. This tank is not terrible. It's just, in today's standards, it's just, you get this for the challenge. It's like the ice bucket challenge tank. You get this to test yourself, to prove yourself, to show off to your friends, hey, I got the ranked battle tank, man, the reward tank, man, I'm cool guy. So that's the only reason to get this tank. If they were to sell this tank, a lot of people will complain because you reload so slow just to do 440 damage. It's really difficult for you to perform really well in this tank. Now, as usual, I want to show you, when I do these kind of reaction videos, I want to show you my first game, but unfortunately this is my third game, and that's because I couldn't get any kind of decent replay from my first 2 games. When I say I couldn't get any decent replay, it's because for some reason when I tried to record the replay, the turret was pointing to the right, and that's all it did. It didn't rotate left, didn't rotate, it didn't record anything I was doing, except it was showing my turret pointing towards to the right. I don't know why. So in my third attempt playing this tank, I was finally able to record a replay that was kind of normal looking. Funnily enough, we are also in a new map, the Japan port map. You saw me bounce a couple of shells there, side scraping. So this tank is capable of a little bit of side scraping. It has kind of a trollish armor. You can get away, if you know how to defend yourself by side scraping. This is a tank that's capable of doing it. The problem is this tank is that reload time, 16 seconds of reload time. The best you can do is get it down to about 13 seconds with food and BIA. The other downside of this tank is the slow aim time, 3.36 seconds, and the dispersion 0.42. 0.42 dispersion is incredibly terrible. This means you have to run an improved aim, and I have run an improved aim, and the best I could get my dispersion down was to, I think it was 0.38 or 0.36, which is still pretty bad dispersion. Also, the other downside, too many downsides on this tank, right? The slow reload time, the incredibly poor dispersion. The third part of this downside of this tank is the shell velocity. If you look at the shell velocity, standard shells is AP 597 shell velocity. This is artillery shell velocity 597. Of course, it doesn't matter so much if you have slow velocity when you are face to face with your enemy in close distances. Slow shell velocity does not really matter that much. The premium shell is also AP, but it has more decent shell velocity, 924, which makes it not too bad if you're firing premium shells. But shell velocity is a real letdown. Dispersion is a real letdown. The moving dispersion is not too bad. You can see there 0.14, which means you can snapshot when you're moving around. The moving penalty is not that bad. So you need to get your dispersion down, which means you need to use improved aim, which is exactly the equipment that I'm using. Improved aim, a vertical stabilizer, and of course you need to have a rammer to get it down to a decent 13-second reload. Other than that, man, I got not much really good things to say about this tank. This tank is exclusively for those players who have already collected all the ranked reward tanks that they could get. They already got the Concept 1B, they already got the Capizender 50 ton, and you know, this is just a progression for them. So if you can avoid getting this tank, you want to avoid it, unless you want to torture yourself and make yourself play this tank, I guess. But you know, that's all I can say about this tank. I hope you got some useful information about this tank, and hopefully you will make a good decision for yourself whether you want to collect this tank or, you know, use your tokens to go get the Concept 1B or the Kampfpanzer 50 ton, which definitely better choice in my opinion. But if you have no other choice, you're gonna get this tank, play it and have fun with it. Anyway, hope you did get some useful information out of this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.